Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video, and in continuation of what's turning out to be Tory Ridicule Day, which I hadn't intended, I'm going to have to discuss something Suella Braverman said on LBC earlier today. You may have already seen it on social media. It was all rather embarrassing for her. Oh dear, how sad, never mind. But first, for daily political commentary, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. So, I'm just going to be discussing the ridiculous things Tories have been saying today. This was not on my plan, but this one's an absolute beauty. Suella Braverman on LBC, still attempting to maintain a public profile for when she either has another tilt at the Tory leadership or defects to Reform UK, was trying to release her inner Trump. She was talking about migration from Turkey to Italy. I mean, let's have a listen, because do you know what? I can't do justice to just how excited she was about this.
Italy have reinforced their borders. They built a wall. I went to see that wall. They built a wall on the land border between Italy and Turkey. They've got drones. They've got armoured vehicles. They've got soldiers.
Note how she got so excited that she bashed her microphone. I do that sometimes. You get excited, you go, ooh. I know what it's like. So Italy have built a wall at the land border between themselves and Turkey and flooded the area with military vehicles and soldiers, and that would cost a pretty penny. And as a result, the number of people crossing that border has plummeted. Her words. Oh, and the cherry on top is that she said she'd seen it for herself. She is a primary witness to this incredible feat of engineering that somehow eluded Donald Trump during his first presidential term. Mind you, in Trump's defence, he had a lot more border to cover. The border between the USA and Mexico is about 2,000 miles. Not easy to build a wall that long, and all but impossible to flood one side of it with soldiers. The Italy-Turkey border, that's way smaller. Oh, that's much easier. How much smaller, you may ask? Well, it's approximately 0 miles long. Because Italy doesn't actually have a land border with Turkey. It doesn't exist. If Italy actually wanted to build a land border with Turkey, the first thing they'd need to do is move about 800 miles to the east, which would be an even more impressive feat of engineering than that required to build a US-Mexico border wall. Although, what Greece would have to say about such an attempt is anyone's guess, because this entire thing has been fabricated by Braverman. Mind you, if it were possible to move a G7 country 800 miles to the east, then let me know, because I'd quite like someone to do something similar with Essex if it's not too much trouble. I mean, if we could move that to Finland, they may be able to teach them some critical thinking skills so they stop voting for populist gobshites. That would reduce Reform UK's presence in Parliament as well. 40% at a stroke. Although, given that the Essex MPs are not exactly known for turning up often, maybe it wouldn't. Some people think that Braverman must have accidentally been thinking of the Greek-Turkish border. See, there is a fence there at least, and there's border security. Maybe that's what she was thinking about. But if so, that just raises more questions. So, how did she try to travel to Italy? Because she's convinced it's Italy. She's been to Italy, right? She's seen it in Italy. How did she try to travel to Italy to see this border infrastructure? End up in Greece by mistake. So she's already gone to the wrong country, but still managed to see the border security she went to see in the first place. Mind you, even though it is true that Greece does have some beefy security at the Turkish border, and indeed has increased it in recent years, reports still don't seem to back up Braverman's description in this clip. This is reminding me of Blackadder Goes Forth with all the elephants rather than the gun placements. She gives the impression of an area swarming with military vehicles and soldiers, and your first thought is, if this is real, like, just take everything else, take reality out of context for a minute. Just think about the way Braverman described it. And you think, if it's got that many soldiers there and vehicles and all the rest of it, why do you need the wall? Is it a shit wall or something? I'm pretty sure if the wall is solid, or the fence is how it's usually described by the Greek authorities, then in Greek obviously, then you don't need that much security to manage what few access points will remain for those passing through it. And indeed, if you look at recent photos, then you have police officers there, and there's the odd armoured vehicle, but it's got police written on it. So even if Braverman somehow travelled to Greece, mistaking it for Italy, the scene which she beheld, from what I can tell, unless she can't tell the difference between police and battalions of soldiers, I'm still going to say she's not actually been anywhere to observe any border security. She's just ended up. What's happened, right? So after the election, there's a bit of a move around and MPs end up with different officers sometimes. I think she's ended up with Michael Gove's old office at Westminster and found his stash. And quite what point she was trying to make, only those who listen to the whole thing will know. I listened to a clip, right? If you're one of those who listen to the whole thing, I know some of you do listen to LBC, even when Braverman's on it. Let us know in the comments below, what point was she even trying to make about a mythical or misdescribed land border that would be of any use to Britain, which has no land borders with anyone? Mind you, whatever point she was trying to make, I'm afraid has been buried in ridicule now. If she's trying to rebuild her reputation and persuade people to take her seriously, she may just have taken a few steps back today. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button and subscribe for further content. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can click the join button for memberships. Thanks for listening. And until next time, I'll see you later.